This week in bullshit. This is your host proper, Justin proper. I almost said proper Jeremy. Oh my gosh, starting off great.
And with die hard.
Yes, old habits die hard. And with us today, we have some very special guests. We have my co-host, formerly as the Council of Jeremy's. Now it's the Proper Council, which I think we're going to be having one in a week or two. I believe Spartan Jeremy is here. What's up?
Yeah, I'm the only Jeremy in this live stream, unfortunately. I hope everybody's doing well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I like the Guinness glass. Yeah,
It's one of my favorites, actually.
Yeah, and also with us we have the guy with the best looking hair on YouTube. It is the Chad. Chad, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man. Glad to be here.
I'm glad that you are here. Let's say hello to the chat real quick. We have a couple people. Tommy says, let's do this. Thank you, Tommy, for being here. Appreciate that. Moira Kitty is saying hello to everyone. Hello, Moira. Nice to see you here. Stevie J Reviews is here. He's like, good day, Justin. Well, good day to you, Stevie. Very nice to see you. All right. And let's just get into this. So we have here is, first off, I want to talk about Disney Plus. So... and specifically The Mandalorian. So let's get into that. The Mandalorian, have you guys seen it? What'd you guys think?
Spartan, you first?
I have not seen it in full yet. I am deliberately holding off because I expect the first 4 episodes to be good to decent, to hook you, like they do. Then after that, I am personally expecting it to go downhill very quickly. But because people have already sunk their money into Disney Plus, it'll be too late for them to back out. So I'm waiting until, say, the reviews come in for the 5th episode or so. Then I'm going to consider buying it properly.
Okay. Well, is it even available in the UK?
I am not entirely sure, to be honest. I've been keeping track of it, but I haven't looked as to whether it's available here or not.
Oh, okay. And how about you, Chad?
No, I haven't seen it. I've gorged myself on spoilers. I'm like Spartan.
Okay, so you know what happens.
I do, yes.
Okay, good.
Basically, I'm taking the same approach. I'm waiting to see how it's regarded by the fandom when it all ends.
Okay.
Because
so you're waiting for the long game. All right.
Right. Because if, like, in comics or in, say, ongoing series, it's very normal for a series to start out strong, but then to fall off towards the end. So
that always gets you.
Yeah. So I'm waiting to see if this thing can go for the full 100 yards.
Like, are we running a marathon or a sprint? What was that?
Exactly.
Wait, what did you just say?
I said we don't want another Game of Thrones.
No. And yeah, like, but that's absolutely with Chad going off of what you were saying. Like, yeah, like, is this going to be a marathon? Is this going to be like just a sprint? Like The Force Awakens, for example, yeah, drew you into it. You had everyone in there. You had Han Solo and everyone. So yeah, that was a way to like draw you into it. But then it just like cliff dive after that. Exactly. So yeah, like you're thinking maybe this could be the same, this could be different. But we can get into a couple of spoilers if you want. So first and foremost, what did you think about the ending, both of you, like from what you've heard?
Spartan?
I mean, I commented on it briefly on Twitter. What is the spoilers for what the baby Yoda?
Oh yeah, that fun stuff.
Yeah, I like that. I think the design of that was great, but very much kind of a cliffhanger.
Yeah,
you're not really sure where or what they're going to do with it.
Precisely.
Yeah, so I mean, it's nice enough to get you reeled in, but we'll see at I think I'm gonna stay up until midnight tonight to watch it and post a review for sure. Oh, Comrade Commodore, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. For the $5. $5 for the big proper massive. Get it, boy. Thank you, Comrade Commodore. I greatly appreciate that. I really do. That's awesome. And then Tommy says, remember all, make sure your channels are set to not kid friendly. Yes, I have made sure that This Week in Bullshit is not kid friendly just because it has a poop emoji.
I was born not kid friendly.
Yeah, we know that. And then Stevie J Review says, not available in Australia until next Tuesday. Okay, I thought it was going to be a year or something. So that's great news then. So yeah, I guess it works well enough. Christy is also, I believe, is here in the chat somewhere. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
she's not showing up, but on StreamYards. But Christy, welcome. Appreciate it. So let's take a quick look at Disney Plus and the way it's formatted. Okay, so first up, oh gosh, High School Musical.
Of all the things to start off with.
Yeah, I know. Isn't it great? I have a couple issues with Disney Plus. I know that people were having technical issues and everything. First off, they had a continue to watch section on Tuesday. Actually, Monday night, actually, when they actually launched. They had to continue to watch, and now they don't have that. So, if you're on a certain episode of The Simpsons, for example, which is available on here, you may not remember which episode that you're on. So you might be confused and you can't continue watching it. So yeah, they removed an entire section that was useful. And by the way, do you guys have Disney Plus?
Nope.
No. So far, I'm part of the boycott, and I don't know if eventually I'm ever going to.
Oh, that's fair enough. So then when you get to the movie section, there's all movies A to Z, and you would think that all the movies are included. First off, when you get to, so they advertise the Avengers and Avengers Infinity War. Maybe they forgot about Age of Ultron because they were embarrassed it existed. And then Marvel's The Avengers might be an M for whatever reason. But I find it interesting that they're advertising Infinity War, but we all know it's on Netflix. So I'm like, why do you have this in the first place? A little confused on that, but that's okay. And well,
I mean, the obvious thing with that would be that they're trying to prepare it for when they get it back off of Netflix.
Oh, I imagine so.
Because obviously they're trying to put everything only on their streaming service. So if you want force to their thing.
And they also have all the Beauty and the Beast things up here, even the TV special. But then they have a couple other movies, and then they have this Beauty and the Beast thing all the way down here, separated from them. What the fuck? Did they go with Belle's Magical Adventure in that? I would imagine that's the only reason, but that's okay. We can carry on. But it's interesting when they get to the Disney section, when it says Disney's this, Disney's that, all of a sudden they put Disney in front of everything and it screws the entire order. Okay, so you have Up to Dinosaur, that's fine. And then you have The Adventures of Babysitting. And all of a sudden it's just what the hell? Why is Avalon High over Cool Runnings?
Oh my God. Adventures and Babysitting is on there?
Yes, it is.
I can't wait for an SJW to watch it and get upset when they call Thor a homo.
Did they?
Oh, yeah. In the first 10 minutes.
Really? I'm going to have to add that.
I'd just like to point out one small thing. The original trilogy isn't on Disney Plus from what I can see. Thank you, Kathleen Kennedy.
Yes, it is.
Is it?
Yeah, it is,
what?
Yeah.
Yes, it is. As you will see down here as we scroll through, yeah, it is most certainly on. This is actually one of the topics that we're going to be talking about, the Han Solo edit, which we'll talk about later. But at any rate, we'll get back to that in a second. But you scroll up here. I just found it a second ago. So you know how earlier we saw that High School Musical is going to be a series on here. I'm like, that's cool. And then you look on here, they have High School Musical and High School Musical 3, but not High School Musical 2. What the hell? Like, why don't they have Where's High School Musical 2? I guess they don't have it on there. But when you search okay, that was bad. High School Musical, it's literally right there. So they're missing movies that are supposed to be in the section that is all movies A to Z, and they're missing a movie. And if they're missing one movie in a series, in a trilogy, then who knows what else they're excluding? I guess they're embarrassed that they have so many movies on here. Like, look, they have The Lion King on here. Okay, they have the other Lion ones too, but this should be 1.5 and 2 should be after The Lion King. I don't understand this. Like, do they not understand how the alphabet works? This is, and the Avengers is all the way down here.
Actually, I will say something about that. It is actually a somewhat common thing. If a title has a number in it, it will be placed before the regular title without a number, even if it's exactly the same.
Yeah,
it is actually quite a common thing.
That's wrong. That's not how I was taught, but that's fine. But it doesn't excuse missing titles, like entirely missing movies. Like, is this not an issue to them when you have like all movies? But also there's no consistency either, because National Treasure 2 is after National Treasure. That makes sense. But then when you go up at Mulan and Mulan 2, for example, so which one is it? Is it like, it doesn't make any sense to me. Do they just like do whatever they want? Apparently. Maybe this is just a nitpick or something, but it bothers me a little bit. But then when you go up, even if they are sequels, you have, all right, Herbie Goes Bananas, Herbie Goes to Monte Carlo, Herbie Rides Again. Okay, that works fine. But then Herbie Fully Loaded right here, that's F. That F goes before G. I don't understand this. Like, am I just nitpicking here, or is this like all movies A to Z? This should be, guys. Like, am I going nuts or something? Like, is this like? Am I nitpicking here, or is this like a mistake that should be corrected?
That should be corrected.
Thank you. That's all.
I think calling it a mistake is just being too nice.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, it is. I mean, it is what it is. But
after all the hype that Disney put into this, you'd figure they'd have troubleshot this thing from A to Z before rollout.
At least A to Z, and not exclude titles. So whether you like High School Musical or not, if you're looking at the one episode, by the way, yeah, they only have one episode available, you would imagine that they would have the trilogy on there if you're looking at movies A to Z.
Yeah. Like, you'd figure they'd have been testing this for months, working out any and all bugs. Like, they'd have had groups just running through this 24/7.
Yeah, I don't remember with movies A to Z, DuckTales being all the way like
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so this is another thing that happened.
I'll admit, looking through this roster, it's sad to see how much Disney actually owns of our classic entertainment.
Yeah, it really is. But here's another example with the TV series as well. You have okay, so they label this. They have this big mistake of labeling it under like Disney or something. I guess that was it, because oh yeah, because why would Darwin Duck be up there, and then Amphibia, which is clearly in the A section, should be above Avengers? Why would that be after D? And that one has Disney too. It has Disney in the title, so there's again no consistency there. And so okay, but it works fine here. And you have for example, a classic like The Sweet Life on Deck. That's the sequel series to The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. But then you have The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody all the way down here. There's no, they're not together. They should be together.
I remember when that was new.
Yeah, like what? Again, just proving that there's no consistency whatsoever. But
I'm looking at this, and it just makes you realize that, you know, all their third-party titles, like the Marvel series aside, and the Star Wars titles aside, just how much Disney has meant to people in the past and how far they've fallen.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. But you know, if we're gonna criticize the if we're gonna criticize like the bad things, we should at least be able to explore what's good about it.
Yes.
Right?
And if I can
Okay,
say
so
one thing
this is
about-
something that surprised me. All right, Avengers Endgame is here, and you have all these extras, something that Netflix doesn't always provide.
Oh,
You have
sweet.
all these clips, you have deleted scenes. I don't think and you have commentary on the deleted scenes. You don't have the deleted scenes without commentary, which
Good deal.
that's fine. But yeah, they have a lot of different special features, and also, I mean, that includes that also includes the Star Wars. There was a scene that I didn't even see before, which was amazing. But we'll get to Star Wars in a second. So, and I'm sorry I'm not looking at the chat. I'm focusing on this right now, but we will get to you guys in a second. Thank you all. By the way, if you're here, hit the like button if you haven't already, and if you're new here, hit the subscribe button. Thank you all so much. You're all beautiful.
Hit it twice, just to be sure.
Oh yeah. Okay, so all right, so we look at the details too. You see, you know, the cast list and everything. One thing that Netflix does that I prefer over this is they have, you know, all the names like highlighted that you can click on. But you can't do that here. So let's see that. Let's just say that I watched Avengers Endgame, and I was like, oh, wow, I really liked Robert Downey Jr. Like, cool. So I'm going to type him in and see what other movies are up here. Robert Downey. Downey Jr. Okay, cool. And I'm like, okay, what other movies has he been in? All right, he's been in a lot of other movies. So let's say I want to go to Infinity War, which we've seen earlier. It says it's coming soon. Okay, that's cool. I guess I'll go back. But now I have to type it in all over again.
Exactly.
Okay, they rectified it. They rectified it. So they save it. Okay, that's good. Thank you, Disney Plus. I appreciate that. See, highlighting the good, but criticizing things that are wrong with it. So, but then when I get down here, okay, so there's a couple movies. Like I didn't know Robert Downey Jr. was in The Shaggy Dog. Cool. Or whatever this movie is. But I know he's definitely not in High School Musical, the series. I know he's not in that. And I certainly know that he's not in Pocahontas. I don't remember. Do you remember Robert Downey Jr. in Pocahontas?
No, I don't.
No, but it'd be funny if he was.
What the hell? Like, was he John Smith or something? That was Mel Gibson?
Mel Gibson, yep.
Yeah. So I don't understand that. But
It's got to be one of those systems where it doesn't actually search for the actor. It just searches for related keywords.
Yeah. Robert Downey Jr. equals Cinderella too, as well. That was another movie. I could go back a little bit, but yeah, yeah. Apparently, he was in Cinderella from the 1950s before he was born. Great. I didn't know they could do that. That's incredible. But looking at the Disney tab just for a second, you go down here. This is another thing that I hope that they rectified. So you look in animated movies, which they should list all of them. Okay, cool. Animated movies. All right, you have a decent selection. That's pretty cool. Then I look at out of the Disney Vault. Okay. You have a lot of titles here. Including Pocahontas. But why isn't it listed in the animated movies? Is this the live action version? Did they make one and I just didn't know about it? No, it's the animated version. So why would they have a category with animated movies but not like have all the animated movies? Is it just the featured ones? Are they trying to spread it out? I don't know. I would imagine that they would include it in animated movies unless they were too embarrassed by the cultural appropriation or whatever kind of excuse that they want to have. I don't know. So basically what I want to say is just like there is absolutely no consistency here, and this is a problem. But I want to know what you guys personally thought of it. Oh my God, I didn't notice this earlier.
You might not have, but I did.
Oh, there was a bunch. You point it out, please.
Oh, okay. You were busy.
ARPH1 says, can't stay just showing support. Dude, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Comrade Commodore says, apparently I have a bunch of free super chats, so making it rain on you. Dude, Comrade Commodore sends $20 in total, $5 super chats, dude. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate that. And we have like 25 people watching. This is awesome. I appreciate this. There's a lot of people here, dude. Comrade Commodore, thank you, dude, so much. I appreciate that. He says, I don't know why I got 3 of them. Usually the free ones are $2. Does anybody notice this free super chats? Like, is that a thing? I don't get it. No, nobody's getting it.
Don't you get a free super chat when you become a YouTube Premium member or something?
I didn't know that. I had no clue. But that's awesome. So yeah, all right, go for it. Drunk 3PO is here. I don't know. He's welcoming the people coming in. Thank you. I appreciate that. Gary North is also here. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Happy Dinosaur 8000. Oh, a delicious Jeff Goldblum. Oh yeah, that was a whole episode of sneakers, which is odd. So, and Stevie J Reviews is like, this is Justin Proper. Oh yeah, that's what the name's for. You can catch on pretty quick, kid. Keck 44 says, howdy. Well, howdy, y'all. How you doing?
Howdy.
Alpha Mardotias says, who wants to pay for Disney streaming when you could go to alternative sites? Wink emoji. To hell with Disney and their agenda. They need money badly with Star Wars failure, Galaxy's Edge flopping. Yeah, I mean, well, you can go on alternative websites, but you know, I figure I would just write this off on my taxes instead and have it kind of work like that.
It's a work expense.
Yes, it is. It legitimately is. Tommy says, no company that has launched anything have ever had a completely smooth start, in all fairness, though. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. They rectified one mistake on their part that I had a problem with earlier, and it looks like they're going to continue to go in that right direction. I hope.
If I can just interject on that for a second. Mm-hmm. This is something I talk about with fellow people who work in IT. Prior to digital releases, you had to release stuff the first time right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Digital media is when this whole DLC and day one patches and fixing flawed products over time set in.
Yeah.
That's when people figured they could just save a whole lot of money, not bothering testing, and fix it post-launch. And I don't excuse that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. You know, because Disney should just be on top of their shit, but apparently that doesn't always happen, and that's kind of unfortunate. Dion McGrath, Dion, how you doing, man? It's good to see you. Good to see you, my friend. Trey Courtney says F Disney Plus. Yeah, I mean, there's pluses and minuses, no pun intended there. But yeah, there's pros and cons about this. But I do have
positive about Disney Plus in a second, but after you're done.
What's that? Oh, no, I was...
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right, so I'm a huge fan of Disney series Gargoyles.
Oh, yes.
And I did some checking the day this released. Now, in Gargoyles lore, there's a...
Do you want to share your screen for this? Because I know you had something.
And the last episode is the 8th episode of Season 1, Deadly Force. Not only does a character get shot, not only do you see blood... Not only do you see blood on a character's hands, but the episode also deals with gun control and delves pretty heavy into it as well. That's why it's been removed from the air. And they've actually have it on there. Like you can see it right there. So I got to say kudos to Disney for not plunking out with all these rumors.
Oh, no, I don't want to watch it. Go away.
Yeah. Kudos to Disney for not punking out with all these rumors of them censoring media by not including this one as they always have in the past.
Oh, such as Dumbo. The original Dumbo. The Jim Crow scene is still in there.
Cool.
Very much. But they had I believe they had something that said, what was it?
A trigger warning.
Yeah, it was like it was some sort of warning. But look, okay, Disney, don't get me in trouble for this. I'm only doing this just for discrepancy. I'm only doing this for the first couple seconds just to show, and I'm supporting you in this. So do not get me in trouble for this. I'm going to show like the warning that comes up beforehand. There's like supposed to be a warning because it's different for some people. That's not what I wanted. Supposed to start over again. But they usually have like a warning somewhere where it says, what was it?
God, it came out in 1941.
Yeah,
I know.
Jeez.
Let's try it again.
I've got it on VHS tape still.
Let's try it again. Maybe no, it's gonna make me go back to the beginning. Okay, maybe they'll have a warning somewhere because they don't have any.
Can't you pause it and then jump it forward using the arrow keys?
Yeah, I can, but I don't know where the warning would be. I think they only have it like during the video, but all it showed on my end was it has tobacco in it. Depictions of tobacco, not like what other people would say. I could give you an example right here. Disney Plus Dumbo. Okay.
How about the Lady in the Tramp with the Siamese cat scene?
Oh, and also there's a... Oh, that was Lady in the Tramp, wasn't it?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. And Aristocats. The Aristocats had something of they had somebody in an Asian accent saying "Fortune cookie always good." That's what they say in it.
I don't quite remember that, but
it was really quick.
Has a funny comment.
What was? Oh, let's check it out. He says, "Warning: this movie has toxic masculinity. Please have a whammon nearby to prevent toxic masculinity poisoning." Oh gosh. Just Joe 47 says the first thing I remember from Gargoyles that the voice of the main bad guy was William Frakes.
Yep.
Commander Riker from Star Trek: The Next Generation. Oh, is that true?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of generations, Generation Productions is here too. Hey, what's up?
They had Troy as Demona, Worf as Coldstone, Data as Puck from Shakespeare.
Oh.
Yep. Chief O'Brien as a random Scotsman.
Yeah.
Nice.
Cisco played an alien. Janeway played Queen Titania from A Midsummer Night's Dream.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, there were a lot of stars. Who was it? Michelle Nichols. Uhura played one of the main female character's mother.
Huh. That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's a star-studded cast there.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
These guys were obviously Star Trek fans. They had a lot of Star Trek characters on there.
I would imagine so. I mean, if they're big Star Trek fans, you may as well. Why not? It gives them work.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, okay, so apparently it has it for the Aristocats as well. Okay, that's great. Instead of altering them, which they did with Toy Story 2, and the altered edit is still in there, they say this program is presented as originally created. It may contain outdated cultural depictions. That is, I think, what do you think of this decision on Disney's part? And I'll start with Chad first.
I saw a video earlier today, I think it was from Clownfish TV, that was basically saying that SJW are not satisfied with that. They're still going after Disney and saying, why are you still running these scenes? Why are you still showing these movies if they're still problematic?
Right.
And so, they're never going to be satisfied. And I hope Disney is starting to see that these people they're pandering to, they're never, ever going to be happy.
Right.
You can never get woke enough for them.
That's exactly how it works.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where I got confused. So usually, when you start playing the video at the very top, it'll say like this contains like this thing and this thing when you're playing the video. So it's showing up on the screen, or if it's this movie is rated PG-13 or something, that happens too. But yeah, it only said contains tobacco depictions. That's the only thing that I saw when I first pressed play for the very first time. So I was just like, okay, mine only says tobacco division, but okay, now in the details it says that. So now I kind of understand where that's coming from. But yeah, Spartan, what did you think?
Personally, I'm glad they kept the original versions because, for better or worse, I have never been a fan of rewriting history.
Yeah, just because you're embarrassed about something doesn't necessarily mean that it didn't exist, and we should learn from what we did before instead of backtracking.
Precisely.
Oh, I kind of like that when you hovered over it.
We've got Miss Sarcastic Nerd in the chat as well, which is nice.
Oh yeah. Hey, what's up? What's up, Miss? How you doing? Good to see you. She says, I'm doing well. How are all of you? We're doing great. We're doing great. We're just looking at all these lovely things on Disney Plus. And we're looking at the pluses and minuses. Again, no pun intended. So, yeah, one of the things that I noticed on A New Hope, for example, was all these deleted scenes, which is great. One of them, I never saw the Cantina rough cut before, so I thought that was quite interesting. I was very happy about that. But what I wasn't happy about when rewatching the movie was this crap. Greedo just says out of nowhere, like, he just says Maclunkey. So everything, for people who don't know, I don't think they have like the Twitter thing here. I don't want to like get in trouble or anything. But basically what happens is there's another edit to the Han and Greedo scene. For some reason.
I think the screaming Henry Cavill was a pretty apt picture.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I barely noticed it at first, but yeah, it's hilarious. So basically, just what happens is, you know, as they say, Han shot first. Actually, that's not true. He's the only one who shot. And then it was Greedo shoots first, and he has that little head jab, as people know, like, you know, that awkward one from the first re-edit. Let's see if I can get that. Okay, we'll do it later. But yeah, so that happened, and then they made it so the head shift thing is not so bad. And then they add the word. Literally, there was just an insert after he says, "Yes, I bet you have," and then he just says Maclunkey, and then cling. Then they shoot each other. He just shouts it. His final word. So he gets the last word for some reason. And he said, the addition of the mysterious line of dialogue has baffled Star Wars fans, not only because it seems like yet another pointless edit to a scene that people are already irritated about, but also because Maclunkey is not accompanied by any subtitles to indicate what it means. In the days since the new version was released, Disney has denied culpability in the edit, blaming it instead on the final acts of George Lucas before selling Star Wars to Disney. So they're throwing George under the bus once again. Whether it's true or not, I would not hold it. I would not hold it to them that they would do that. But I would imagine this seems like a George edit. That is something that I can agree with. But they did kind of throw him under the bus, even if it's not true. If it's not true, that would suck. But yeah, it does sound like something he would do. But what about the deeper mystery, the meaning behind the mysterious words? Oh gosh, apparently the Maclunkey. What the fuck kind of made up word is this? So they revealed that they've discovered what it means. Turns out Greedo isn't speaking Rhodian, his native language, as we first suspected. Instead, Greedo's speaking Huttese. He's speaking Hutt, okay, throughout the entire conversation. And through in-depth research, we discovered it meant release the Snyder Cut. No, that was an obvious joke. But anyways, it does mean, I think it means like this will be your last words or something, like this is your last moment. So yeah, what did you were you gonna say something, Spartan?
Yeah, I mean, this is the only thing we have to say that George Lucas did this is Disney saying George Lucas did this. George Lucas made a lot of changes to the original trilogy that people don't necessarily like, But when he made those changes, he always had a valid reason for doing it.
Mm-hmm.
This doesn't seem to have any point to it whatsoever. So I'm not convinced this is actually George doing it.
Me neither.
That's
Now-
it. Before you go, Chad, I just want to thank Riff Magos for the $2 Australian. Says hashtag Han shot first. Hashtag Han was the only one who shot. Only Han shot. But yes, Han shot first. Riff Magos, absolutely. He's like right up there with Chapenki or like what is like you could have inserted any word and it would have been meaningless to most people. Absolutely. Oh yeah, the Stormtrooper. Any last words, Rebel scum? This has become such a meme, and isn't it wonderful? Isn't it wonderful that we have this? Oh wow! Oh my gosh, Nerdettes NewsStand is in here. Nerdette, how you doing? I heard about what happened to you with the KSI claiming your channel. That was BS. I was gonna talk about it last week, but I would love to have you on sometime and discuss it because this has been happening to so many different people, and hopefully, I was wondering if that got resolved. But yeah, absolutely. And Anomaly Inc. is here as well. He says Greedo shot first because the OG said so. No. Come on, Anomaly Inc. I like you a lot, but no.
I will admit to sort of go into that debate.
Yes.
Han shot only because it shows that in the beginning he was not a good guy and then became a good guy.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was the point of it. That's the whole point of the scene, really.
So one thing I want to say is that there's a expanded universe story, non-canonical. It's a gag story called The Emperor's Court, where Han is on trial for murdering Greedo, and the mom is the one taking the case to court.
Oh, really?
And Han submits the special edition cut as evidence that Greedo shot first and he was defending himself. And the Emperor's like, look, this is clearly doctored evidence. You're a smuggler. It's in your nature to shoot first, especially when your life is threatened. No one has the right to rewrite history except me.
No.
Like it's a total gag story. It's hilarious. Look it up if you have the time. It's a total gag take on Greedo shot first. And apparently Lucas did read it at one point and loved it. He even brought the writer on to write an episode of Clone Wars. So that just shows what a sense of humor Lucas has.
Mm-hmm.
As for this, I don't think this is Lucas, because Lucas said after episode 6 and the final special edition cut was released with Force Ghost young Anakin, that in his eyes, the saga is perfect. It's complete. He's okay with leaving the movies there. Those were his words entirely. So I don't believe this is a Lucas cut. If it was, it's an old one that was never put to DVD or print, and that Disney included it just to shoot Lucas under the bus.
John Jolo says, I thought it was European Union. What do you think about that, Spartan?
I don't. What's he referring to?
He said, I thought the EU meant European Union.
Oh.
By the way, I saw Pop Culture PB in here earlier.
Oh, yeah.
How are you? Supposed to be in here. Get in.
It's the extended universe is the better EU.
It is, yeah.
Extended universe?
Expanded.
Oh, expanded. Oh, I was like, okay. I thought there was like expanded and then there was extended. I was like, I didn't know about this.
I'm getting my terms mixed up because I'm Star Trek as well.
Oh, okay. Well, they have extended universe for them? Is that what that is? Like the like all the novels and stuff, and that's still canonical, isn't it?
It's what's considered beta canon. It's kind of canon unless something on screen says it didn't happen.
Exactly. You need to realize that a lot of these books were written as the shows were progressing, and then an episode would come along that would contradict what happened in the books.
Oh yeah, but that's why the books are supposed to be bonus material.
Exactly.
and you have to think about the context in which they were created. But something that I found earlier today, the Greedo actor on Maclunkey, he said it confused me incredibly. I can imagine. And it spread like wildfire, obviously. People were asking him, did you watch the new version of the scene? He's like, I did. This is Paul Blake, who played Greedo in the scene. He said, I did. I couldn't understand a word of it. It confused me incredibly, but I've never understood anything about the movies anyway, particularly that. The convention I've just come back from, I had a million opinions from everybody. This new word, Maclunkey, I couldn't understand it. I couldn't hear a word at all. Can you hear one? He says right before he shoots at Han, Greedo says something that sound like, supposed to be sounds like, but whatever. But yeah, you get the point. Like even the actor who played Greedo was very confused about that. What does that tell you about this edit?
What? Chad, do you want to go first?
Honestly, my opinion is pretty much, you can imagine, it's Disney just screwing the pooch shit again.
Well, I'm actually curious if the actor, obviously they had the actor, but did they actually have him do the lines, or was it someone else who did the actual alien dialogue, like how James Earl Jones voiced Darth Vader? I'm curious whether that was the case or not.
Or was it? I think let's just double check. I think he does both. He just plays Greedo. Like he did both, as far as I know. I could be wrong though. If somebody wants to correct me in the chat, like yeah. But as far as I know, yeah, that was the case.
Yeah, I was just wondering because from the way he seems to talk in that interview, he almost seems like he doesn't know where the dialogue actually came from, as if he didn't say it himself.
Oh no, I think I know what you're talking about. I think he might have been just the suit guy, but I don't know. He probably did the initial, but because it sounds like the same guy doing it. So that's
not hard these days.
That's a good question. Anomaly Inc. says, Justin, you guys gonna play Jedi Fallen Order? I would. I absolutely would if I had a game system and I could afford one. I totally would. That would be amazing. What do you guys think of that? Like what about the rest of you?
Go ahead.
No, I'm boycotting Disney Star Wars 100% for a while. I don't know if I ever will. If I do play Fallen Order, it'll be getting it for like $20 on special, like I did for Battlefront 2.
Okay.
I've honestly never been.
Enema Universe. That's the EU. Thank you, Biden Touch. Hail Biden. Go ahead.
I'll be honest. I've never been too much of a Star Wars gamer personally. I've got the Old Republic, which I play on the computer. But to be honest, I mostly played that because my girlfriend is a bigger Star Wars fan than I am. Because obviously, as everybody remembers, possibly, I came into the fandom menace through Star Trek, and when I saw JJ coming in to screw up Star Wars.
Interesting.
So I come into things from a Star Trek perspective more than Star Wars itself.
I approve.
But I'm trying.
Yeah, I think you're doing a great job so far. It's not like you're not knowledgeable about it at all. Oh, Lethal Lightning for Australian $2 says, drown me with insults.
Go back to bed.
Hello, Lethal. Why don't you come on and we'll drown you with insults? We can.
Not so lethal. Small lightning. Whatever.
I would love to spend the day shit talking with Lethal personally.
Let me think. Lethal Flurry Storms. I don't know. That's a pun on your name. I could do that to you all day though. But okay. Your mom's a whore. Okay, cool. We'll leave it at that. But hail Lethal Lightning in the chat. Lethal Lightning brings the thunder from down under. See him at Lethal. Yep. Thank you, Tommy, for including that in the chat. Tommy is a great moderator. I am so happy that I made you a mod. You are awesome.
Better mod than I could ever be, and I've tried.
Alpha Mardotia says, Lethal Lightning, you are a piece of Maclunkey. The Maclunkies of them all.
The Maclunkiest Maclunkey that ever Maclunkied.
Joe Lowe says, you need to go down under.
That's what she said.
Did you mean the panel should insult you? Yes, everyone in the chat, just roast Lethal Lightning. We should have a roast just for Lethal Lightning. That'd be great. Jeffrey Nelson says, you smell of elderberries. Lethal, yes, thank you for the super chat. I greatly appreciate that.
There's a little known fact that Lethal's father was actually an emu.
Really? I did not know that. Nothing to add to that. Okay, cool.
No, there's nothing to add to that. Lethal will probably understand it.
Okay. Well, no need to. So going on to Netflix, though. Netflix is joining forces with Nickelodeon to take on Disney Plus.
Okay.
I have to ask you guys this. Do you think that this is a decent marketing strategy, considering that that HBO Max is going to have Cartoon Network, Netflix is going to have Nickelodeon? Is this decent competition for Disney? How do you think this is going to go?
I think one of the reasons I support Netflix, first of all, is that they've made some smart decisions with their anime.
And they're producing original animated feature films and television series based on the based both on the Nickelodeon library of characters as well as as all new IP. Okay, so now that we got that, there, because that's something I wanted to clarify first. So continue, Chad.
Yeah, they've made smart decisions regarding anime, both the ones that they bring on and the ones that they finance themselves. They financed Ultraman, Baki, Kengan Ashura, some great new anime. So I'm very happy there. And I don't want, after recent events, I don't want to support Funimation, and I don't want to support Crunchyroll after recent news events in there that I won't go into. So, and Nickelodeon has Ninja Turtles, so they could do some interesting things there.
Hi, PB. How you doing?
Oh, hello.
I'm doing pretty good. I mean, I'm probably not doing as good as all of you people that like The Mandalorian, but that's a different story.
Different story for another day, I guess. Yeah. What did you think of it?
Yep.
Oh, shoot.
Well, I mean, I just released my video talking about it, so if you want to go watch that, you'll know how I feel about it. But the short version is, there are some serious problems that either the directors or editors had some massive oversights on. Like, hey, we're going to put this person in this position, and then seconds later, they're going to magically, the Disney magic, they're going to be in a different position.
Yeah.
It's bad. Like, they must have used the same editors that they used for The Last Jedi for this show. Because you can have Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau, but if you send it back to the same editors and tell them to piece it together, it doesn't matter.
I'm looking.
So yeah, that's the short version.
Your video. I want to see it when we're done here.
Yep. It's a good one. It took me a while. I had a little technical difficulty with it. It was pissing me off last night. And then I fell asleep at like noon. That's why I was late. I woke up and I was like, oh, it's dark outside. What time is it? Oh, fuck. So here we are now, talking about this weekend bullshit.
Yeah.
And now we're on to Netflix.
Yes,
I like Netflix.
I do too.
I mean, they have a wide variety of stuff. The last show that I was watching on there was The Rain. And the one thing that I love the most about The Rain is the subtitles, because they do not match what the dub version is, and it makes me laugh my ass off. Like, they'll say 2 words, but then the subtitles will be an entire sentence. It'll mean the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, man, it's good stuff. And it doesn't change the show. Like, what's happening in the show is still the same, because it's a post-apocalyptic world. And they seem to do it pretty well. Like, they're consistent with their characters. People aren't making ridiculous decisions. But yeah, I mean, at the moment, they got way more original content than Disney Plus does. That's for sure. It's not even close.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I just got back. What was the last,
I figured.
thing that you just say? You just said
Netflix has way more original content than Disney Plus.
Oh yeah, and of the original content that they do have, it's only like 1 episode of it. Like, I thought The Mandalorian was going to be released. I know you said this a million times, PB. I know you're going to say that, but I was very upset to find out that The Mandalorian is going to be released weekly. But we'll just wait another on the West Coast 6 hours for The Mandalorian, the 2nd episode, and we'll finally get the answer to what the fuck the baby Yoda is.
Well, actually, that's an interesting thing, because I've noticed that when
Matrix?
When streaming shows dump all the episodes in a season-ish at one time, people actually get annoyed because it takes so long to then set up the 2nd season. So I think Disney actually putting them out weekly is somewhat smart.
Well, Angelus Draven says, well, of course they have more original content. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. They've been around for a little bit. They've had time. They've had years. They've had years to establish that.
Mm-hmm.
They've had years to kind of build themselves on that foundation with Netflix original movies, the Netflix original series, and they have a lot of really good ones. A lot that aren't that great, but you know, they have a lot of good ones, and a lot of series that they've taken over. This guy also says it's a smart choice to drop weekly. You know what? I somewhat agree with you, and the only reason that I only somewhat agree with you because I would have liked to have had at least 3 episodes to binge, maybe like 2.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been nice. You know, I think there's a happy marriage that we can consider here of binging versus, you know, releasing weekly, releasing like 2 a week or something like that. You get, but then again, it is smarter now that I think about it. Alternatively, you could think like, oh, it's kind of like how they've been doing it for years and years, and it just makes sense to do it weekly as opposed to just dropping it all at once and having the whole talk be a week and have it just fade out at the end. Because you know, all my Cobra Kai material from earlier this year, it was a real hit because of the timing, but then afterwards it was just like, so. And I really like Cobra Kai. So the talk and the trends of it don't exactly, they're not the longevity of it. Okay, so maybe I understand. Maybe I kind of get what you're talking about. And Teams and Cameras is here. Hello. How you doing? What do you guys think of that?
I love schemes and scams.
But I agree with your point completely, proper. It is smarter, but it would be nice to have like almost a double pilot that could be binged. That way you can get a sort of an idea of where the story's going to go.
Mm-hmm. Because right now we don't really have an idea, but that's the point of like the pilot. Maybe that's why they decided to wait 3 days for the 2nd episode and then have it weekly.
Oh, I have an idea of where it's going to go.
And there are some characters, by the way, they did a Mandalorian Q&A on the Star Wars channel, and apparently...
I bet they don't answer any of my questions.
Probably no. Well, maybe it wasn't a Q&A. It was a Q&A for like one panelist, like one moderator, I guess. Like, so they asked the questions. Will Gentry says hashtag Maclunkey. Yes. But yeah, that was quite interesting. But there are cast members that haven't been introduced yet.
Mm-hmm.
Which is like, why were we hyped up about these characters if they're not like going to be in until later? Should we be introduced a little bit? That'd be nice. But so that's why like I understand.
So one thing I would have liked to see in Mandalorian that would have gotten me super hyped for the show is in episode 1, I understand they talk about that basically Mandalorian culture has been wrecked by the Empire. That basically because they backed the rebellion earlier on, the Empire just dropped the hammer on them. I would have liked to see an episode dedicated to that, or a series dedicated to that.
Maybe they'll get into it further.
Yeah, but I'd like to see it as it happened. Like that would be fascinating. To see the Empire just devastate a warrior culture, and then to see the aftershocks of it for a few episodes, or see what becomes of it eventually, rather than just hearing about this afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, The Mandalorian has an interesting premise. I think it looks cool and all, but I think seeing that happen, seeing the Empire at its most evil, would be something we'd all like to see. And to do it, they have the idea, they have the budget, they just didn't go for it. And this is something that's bugged me about Disney from day one. They just haven't gone for the brass ring consistently.
Well, they better not have wasted their budget on episode 1 because it is rife with problems.
Such as?
Such as, I don't know, let's go a solid 2 minutes into the show, and I assume all 3 of you like that scene where the door cuts the guy in half, right?
Not really.
No. It was cool in theory, but they didn't really get
it. Was cool in theory because in the trailer you have no idea what engages the door. Like, okay, imagine this. You have a light bulb on your ceiling, right? It is controlled by a 3-way switch. Shoot the 3-way switch. Does the light bulb fucking stay on? No, the light bulb turns off. Why would the door close? There's no power going to the door anymore.
Maybe it has an automatic close
by pistons.
I have no idea.
Automatic close.
I don't know,
hydraulic pistons.
Sure, why not? I don't care about the door closing.
Not to mention the fact that when he shoots it and his shot dissipates, the lights on the box are still on. The door is halfway closed and the lights are still on. Like, all you have to do is time it properly, people.
All I had to do, I mean, the only thing that I would have probably done is just maybe have a better sound effects. I mean, that like better sound effects with that. It was just like boom, like crush, and just like I wish it would have been like a nice like squish sound effect, like if you're squeezing a sponge, like or something like that.
Yeah,
or something a little bit that sounds graphic. It doesn't have to be graphic. Maybe you have blood on the wall or something. That's cool. But I
mean, we should have heard the guy scream too.
Oh, hi, Mega Jetty. Nice to see you.
I can agree with that.
Hello,
but yeah, have
Jeffrey.
the guy go like, ah! Yeah, that would have been cool. That would be awesome.
Maybe just have the people in the background react like they just saw something terrible happen.
Right, and
yeah, it could have been done a little bit
they're
better.
Not showing any blood. They don't have to show blood. They can show ink, can't they?
Ink?
He's a squid. He's got a fucking squid face.
Oh, okay. No, you're right about that. No, you're absolutely right about that. John Lowe says the Force is mysterious. This has nothing to do with the Force, but thank you.
Force does not work like that.
Tommy says the Force is Maclunkey. It is the key to everything. And Drunk 3PO is laughing at us. Thank you, Drunk 3PO.
I'll say
the Force is drunk nowadays.
All right, so I got some good dad. Maclunkey is to Star Wars what Rosebud is to Citizen Kane.
What? What? No. What did you just say?
It's a joke.
Justin, he
What?
has
In the
spoken.
sense that people are going to be wondering what this means for age.
No.
Yep. Okay.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding, Chad. How dare you compare Rosebud to
People
I'll be
are
honest.
wondering what Maclunkey meant.
Yeah.
I'll be honest about The Mandalorian. It really does. It feels like I'll word it like this. It feels like the life and times of Boba Fett, but it's not Boba Fett. It's a Mandalorian that's on his own and doesn't really have anything to do with the rest of the Mandalorians. I don't think aside from the few pieces we see that's directly relevant to this character, I don't really think we're going to see anything about the Mandalorians.
I don't know if we will. I think that there should be. There should be.
There should be, but
Yeah.
doesn't mean there will be.
I think there might be. You know, I don't think I trust Jon Favreau enough to not be totally stupid with this. You know, and I trust his unless they even referenced Life Day.
Nah.
They referenced
that's
Life
Ethan's
Day.
favorite part.
Yeah, Jon Favreau is like, he even said, like, remember guys earlier this year, you know, he was saying like, oh yeah, I love the holiday special. I'm like, have you seen it? But then he said like, oh, I would love to, you know, make another Star Wars holiday special. Would that? I think it would actually
episode
work.
one sure was special.
It can't possibly be worse than the one that came before. I actually, you know what? I think if I recall, it was a relative of mine. I think it was like an uncle or something. Someone said that Star Wars was done after he saw the holiday special. Like it was over. It was done. He hated The Empire Strikes Back. He hated every single thing that has come out Star Wars wise except for the original. And it's because the holiday special ruined it for him. He's just like, this is crap now. Ruined. Like, can you imagine that? Can you imagine that?
I've seen the holiday special. To me, it has like that Flash Gordon so bad it's good quality.
No, but no, I can't. No. Like, it's not even so bad it's good. It's just no. And we're not. Let's not get into this.
It's hilarious. I laugh at it so hard.
Baby Yoda coming to a toy store near you. Oh, what does Baby Yoda kind of look like? Those eyes, like those popping eyes, like what does it? It reminds me of some kind of toy that was in a McDonald's toy.
Oh God.
What was it? Oh, whatever. I don't care.
The design for the Baby Yoda, they did a good job designing it.
I think the eyes were way too big, personally, but it's just supposed to be like, it's supposed to be cute. Like, oh, it's a 50-year-old baby. Like, like, isn't that adorable? Holiday special is better than The Last Jedi, especially stoned.
That's
Trey, Courtney, I'm sorry, I have to disagree with you. The holiday special is worse. It's worse because it is fundamentally worse, but it didn't ruin the lore. I will agree with you that it didn't ruin the lore, but it is worse.
And it actually contributed to Star Wars going forward. Unlike the
That's
last
what I'm saying is it might look worse, it might sound worse, but as a story, and the story it's telling inside of Star Wars and what it introduces, it is better.
What story is it?
Telling the story of Life Day.
It's all over the fucking place. Why?
Whoa. And The Last Jedi isn't all over the place?
Oh, it's all over the place.
That's what I'm saying. So that's a 1-to-1. So they're all over the place. So that's a wash.
but this is on a whole
Where in The Last Jedi
level.
are they
The holiday
destroying
special is on a whole different level. Come on, man.
It is on a whole different level, but The Last Jedi is also on a whole different level when we're comparing both of them to the Star Wars universe.
You don't have Wookiees, like, just a whole scene of Wookiees going like just the whole. It's worse.
I will be completely honest about that. That is actually one thing I liked about Star Wars all the way through. The aliens actually had their own language.
Yeah.
Okay. No, that's totally fine. No, that's justified. But
Star Wars did that before Star Trek.
Okay, fine, Trey. I grant you that. they made him a blondie for some reason, but you know what? It's fine, I guess.
You have to watch Star Wars with the right crowd, the people that can just laugh at it and have fun just roasting it.
We can laugh at it. You know what? Maybe that's something that should be made very clear. The holiday special, we can laugh at it and have fun, and it doesn't affect the rest of the series.
Exactly.
Is that what you're getting at?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I can't do that with The Last Jedi. Like, The Last Jedi is just there's no fun to it whatsoever. Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. Generation Production says the Star Wars Christmas special is an acronym that all was it was made. It's snowing and everyone was high. LOL joke.
I think he's referring to a metaphor, not an acronym. But okay.
Yeah.
I can see the point.
No, I see the point too. Are you guys ready for the fun rapid fire round that we always do? Sorry, we have to cut some of the chat. I know you were looking forward to some of the stories to get more in depth in, but I think it's time for a rapid fire round.
Let's do it.
You down with it? Okay. Let's do it. First off, we're going to start with this thing that happened. We covered this last week, the whole Popeyes thing, but this is on a whole other level. Let's take a quick look at it. And damn it, I forgot to share audio. Damn it. Let's try that again. All right. Let's do Chrome tab. Yeah, this is on a whole different level, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my God. So, all right. Can you hear that all right? Can you hear it okay?
Yeah.
I hear it vaguely. Oh, there we go.
So, this chick just busts into literally busts into the drive-thru, cutting the line, and is scraping her car, ruining it just to get a Popeyes, probably a chicken sandwich. Oh my gosh.
I mean, you know she wants some of that mac and cheese too.
And she has the audacity to yell at him?
Damn, it's never that serious.
Well, I mean, it's the stolen car. It doesn't matter.
Is it that working? Is it that working? No.
Is it that?
Isn't that worth it? Hell no. Oh my God. What the how do you get that desperate? I must ask. How do you get that desperate? Indeed.
I got nothing.
That desperate for chicken? I mean, it's not like they're starving Africans.
No, I mean, not in that way.
I don't know how you get that desperate for chicken.
I don't know either. But anyways, so
I've only ever been that desperate for cheese.
Oh wow. So this is something that I think Chad, who is Canadian, can talk about a little bit. Hockey icon Don Cherry was fired after immigration comments, and this isn't going to get too political, but let's just make it very quick.
Yeah.
I live in Ontario. Very few people wear the poppy. I guess, what is the poppy?
Poppy is what we wear to honor our fallen members.
Yeah, we do it here as well.
Oh, yeah, the fallen members of your army, of the armed forces. Yes, it says downtown.
Every November 11th, we recite the poem in Flanders Fields.
And it happened to fall on Veterans Day as well, which usually is a Monday. And downtown Toronto, forget it. Nobody wears
Flanders
the poppy.
Didn't have a field. He lived.
Ned Flanders, I know, I get it.
Yeah, it's a good one. Now you go to the small cities. He says, you people that come here, whatever it is, you love our way of life. You love our milk and honey. At least you can pay. The least you can do is pay a couple of bucks for a poppy or something like that. These guys paid for your way of life that you enjoy in Canada. These guys paid the biggest price for that. And then he gets fired for that. And it's only because he said, you people. You people apparently is like a big deal to him, and that's it.
Yeah, not only did he get fired for that, keep in mind, he got fired for standing up for veterans on Veterans Day, on Remembrance Day. How much of a slap in the face is that?
That'd be a big slap in the face. That's kind of like anybody, who was saying in America, saying like, let's honor our vets. Some of it's like, oh, like you people who don't support that, like what is wrong with you? But they just look at you people, and that's it.
Exactly. And I'm from Newfoundland, but I lives in the city in Toronto. And it's weird. When this happened, my Facebook was split 50-50. People from back home were like ready to go to war for Don Cherry. My people in Toronto were like, how dare he say something like that? And I'm just sitting here like,
because they're progressive in Toronto.
Yeah.
Fucking Toronto.
Like,
yeah.
And and the worst part was that Don Cherry's friend for 35 years, his co-host, a man that he once staked his job for to save his job, turned his back on him and basically said, I apologize, Don was out of line. That's the deepest cut for me here, that Ron McLean would do that to Don Cherry.
So throws him under a bus just because he gets fired. Well, what a great friend he is. Maybe he wasn't a great friend at all.
And Don saved this guy's job at one point. Don went to bat for him when...
wow.
Yeah, when they wanted to get rid of him. That's...
disgusting.
Yeah, I
firing a guy for believing in what he says. Oh, that's terrible. Yeah. How dare they? Anyways... Let's go to the next round. We have an inmate claim. I can't read the whole article.
You don't have actual free speech in Canada.
Well, yeah, America's the only country that does have that. God bless America. Anyways, next article. We're not going to go into this because I can't. An inmate claimed his life sentence ended when he died and was revived. When he was resuscitated, apparently, by doctors.
That's awesome. So he's like,
an inmate did claim that. He filed a dispute, and then the court won. They dismissed it. I just gotta say, you survived. What?
Actually, I have something of a tangent, which is kind of interesting to this. It's not directly related, but it's a similar situation.
All right, real quick.
Right. If anybody watches Nick Bricator, he came up with this theory. What if someone is murdered and they do die in hospital or whatever, and then they are resuscitated, and then they then go on to testify as a witness to their own murder? Is it murder or is it attempted murder? It's an interesting question, which I think is kind of related to this.
Huh.
But no, he tried to get out of it by dying.
He really tried, and he stressed. Yeah. Anyways,
fourth.
Either way, it's not worth killing yourself over. Or is it? I don't know. You're in jail the whole life.
And we just had someone in the chat mention, just mention the holiday special briefly, how much George Lucas hated the holiday special.
Yes, Generation Productions. Yeah.
Yep. And basically said at one point that if he had the time and the ability, he would hunt down every copy and smash it with a sledgehammer.
Well, look how that turned out.
Yeah.
It's available on YouTube for everyone to enjoy.
And not surprisingly, Disney has made the holiday special canon.
In a way.
I'm not even joking.
Having Life Day in there. But you know what?
Oh, not just the Life Day, the characters and all the people they've showed up. Disney has said, yep, they're canon now.
Oh my God. Oh, that's great. Anyways, Philadelphia man allegedly used an 11-month-old
in their library that was worse than The Last Jedi. Oh wait, it's not.
A Philadelphia man allegedly used an 11-month-old son as a human shield during shooting.
Oh God.
Oh my God.
Well, at least it wasn't a Florida man.
At least it wasn't a Florida man. Well, speaking of Florida men, this man robbed a Taco Bell and made himself a snack in the meantime. Let's see what he does. Oh, yeah. Like he's robbing a Taco Bell, then he decides, hey, I'm going to make a snack. What a great... What... Anybody who's in the middle of this would... Why? Why would you waste your time doing this? Oh, wow. If anyone has information on this, please call this number. Oh, my gosh. This is it. Why would you do this? What a waste of time.
I guess he needed a snack on the way home.
He didn't eat that day. Didn't have lunch. An AARP
There's only one
exec
place
takes
to get that carne asada steak.
An AARP exec takes apparent swipe at OK Boomer line. Her defense is, we're the people that actually have the money. Okay, Boomer. Anyways, a Florida man sues Madonna, saying her 10:30 p.m. concert start is too late. During a show in Vegas, they said, there's something that you all need to understand, and that is that a queen is never late. Oh, my gosh. And despite the cheers,
you mean a drag queen is never late because men can't have a period?
Oh, God. Oh, let's not get into that. So the megastar said, she was saying, oh, yeah. Okay, so this guy literally did try to sue. He said he bought tickets and the show he said the concert was scheduled to begin at 8:30, the lawsuit alleges. But on October 23rd, Madonna and Live Nation changed the start time for that show and several others to 10:30 p.m. And so he said that he originally bought 3 tickets, spending $1,024.95.
Holy
But
fuck.
Since the show is now starting later than originally planned, he claims that he and other ticket holders suffered actual and consequential damages, including but not limited to loss of consideration paid and the devaluation of the ticket. What?
Actually, I'll be honest. I think that guy might actually have a point.
How?
Well, all right. He bought tickets ahead with a set time and date, right? Then it was changed. So if he tries to go for the refund, in theory, he wouldn't actually get the full refund. So I think, I'm not entirely sure, but I think he might actually have a point.
Possibly.
It's an interesting situation.
It is interesting. Not as interesting as this. A McDonald's customer claims he was high as a kite after he drank, had 3 bags of weed inside of it. Ooh. So he gives a drink. He gets a drink at Hilton Head.
Delicious.
And and after he slurped it down at work, he became high as a kite. And he believes the extra lemon in his order was a secret code for cannabis. He says, I have never had...
Nice.
Yeah, he had chicken nuggets. He had all this. That was it.
Well, then I will take 2 extra lemons.
Exactly.
I hope he didn't overpay.
He didn't. He said, I have never had weed in my life, so immediately after I started drinking it, I started to feel weird, and it didn't taste like something I recognized. The 24-year-old said he kept drinking the iced tea as he needed a thirst quenching drink at work. He eventually opened up the cup to find 3 bags of cannabis. That's odd. Like, you got 3 bags of it? That's weird. How would you...
Wait a second. Is
that
3
which had
bags
become
of cannabis in a liquid?
Yeah, I think so.
This guy don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
I don't think he does either. He says, while I was high and panicking at work, I called my dad, didn't want to get in trouble. Says he claims the McDonald's worker paused as he ordered the iced tea, saying back, extra lemon, in an odd voice. And he's like, yeah, extra lemon. He said he realized he was drug affected. He called his dad, who told him to call the police, and it was a whole ordeal. And it got worse. He called dispatch, and the woman yelled, like, what? Call 911. And I was like, ma'am, you are 911. She couldn't believe it. Oh
my God.
Oh, another day, another high McDonald's customer.
Is this a Florida man story again? It sounds like a Florida man story.
It definitely is not.
No,
it was in South Carolina.
Florida man story. Every Florida man knows what weed tastes like.
Yeah, I would imagine so. But yeah, yeah. But it's not as bad as what happened in my neck of the woods. As a bucket of hot diarrhea on Hollywood Boulevard was poured on some random woman in an attack. That's just
acid attack me instead. Fuck.
Yeah, like this is a pretty shitty situation. This
is bullshit.
This is why it's called This Week in Bullshit. Ohio, my home state, passed a bill allowing students student answers to be scientifically wrong due to religion. Oh my God, it's in Columbus. Oh wow, Student Religious Liberties Act, which students can't be penalized if their work is scientifically wrong as long as the reasoning is because of their religious beliefs. I wish I had that in science class. What? I would have gotten an A for every answer. This is a bunch of bullshit. Every Republican in the House supported the bill. It now moves to the Republican-controlled Senate. Oh my God. Oh, I just wish that this was available when I was in school.
Republicans supported it.
Oh wow. No, either way, I think it's stupid. But and last but certainly not least, John Boyega. This comes from Prez of Reason. He said, say what you want about the Star Wars sequel trilogy, but it's hard not to respect John Boyega. He's a Star Wars fan that criticized. Here's a Star Wars fan that criticized Episode 7 and 8, and I think John responded to him both fairly and candidly. He said, all right, comes from The Finn, and Andre Felipe says, I'm not a fan of 7 or 8, but I liked your character from the start. Really wish they developed it more and didn't completely waste him in 8. And he says, I hear you. Give it a shot, Episode 9. I was really adamant on more Finn involvement. Hopefully you like it. Okay, cool. That's a great response.
The only thing that they're going to develop in Episode 9 is his afro.
I hope not. I hope he is developed more.
Okay, you're right. They developed his Ray scream.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, I got a couple things to say on this.
I'll finish what he said first.
Okay.
What he said, and then Tugs, who's a member of, she says she's a proud member. #Fandom Menace. Yep. #Fandom Menace says they really did Finn dirty. He has the most interesting backstory of all the new characters, and they decided to push him to the side instead. It sucks. And he says, I really didn't know many fans felt this way. Well, now you do. And maybe this is something that should be a learning experience. Instead of just telling the fans we don't care, maybe instead of doing that, maybe listening to them. Like, do you think that this is a strategy that a lot of people are doing, that is backing down a little bit or backpedaling on this whole situation of saying like F the fans, they're wrong, but realizing that perhaps getting more people on their side is the best option? You know, is this something that's, you know, being considered here as obvious, or does he genuinely mean that?
My take on this is that this is Boyega realizing episode 9 is going to bomb and bomb hard, and trying to
It could bomb hard. I don't think it will, but
in terms of quality, I should say.
Oh, okay. Yes. Financially, it's probably going to be fine, but
I agree, yeah. It's probably going to make a profit, but in terms of quality, it's probably going to be a laughing stock, and he's trying to look out for his interests. Because back when he said, I don't care, I don't have the exact conversation, but I think the fan was basically saying, being very reasonable by saying, you know what, Rose's character wasn't that great. Unfortunately, neither was yours. I'm sorry if I've offended you. And that's when he said, I don't care. Like, this fan was being very straight with him and very respectful. And Boyega just flipped him off. And then about, I think, 8 months later, he was like to someone, good luck on the boycott, Fandom Menace. And so now he's pulling an about face. I'm not going to forget it. I'm not going to forget what he said, because it was pure disrespect. And now that he's seen the writing on the wall, he's trying to get back into people's good graces. Some people may let it go. I can't. I can't forget the way he was treating the fans.
at least initially.
Yeah.
No, I totally understand that, and you know, I think that's pretty justified. What do you think, PB?
Oh,
He's always gonna be a soy boy.
John Soyega?
Yeah.
Yep. It will never change.
What about you, Spartan?
See, I agree with Andre and Tugs. Except for one thing. Finn did have the most interesting backstory and the most interesting possibilities of any of the new characters that we were introduced to. Except for the fact that for some reason JJ suddenly decided to make him a janitor in the middle of everything.
Yeah.
No, it didn't matter to me that he was a janitor necessarily. It was just the execution, really.
Yeah. It's just early in the movie you get the impression that he's some kind of almost not exactly a combat veteran, but he's been highly trained, which seems at odds with him being a janitor. But anyway, this I'm not entirely sure what to make of John Boyega's comments at the minute, because like the Chad said, early on he was very not aggressive, but he was very dismissive of the fans and almost hostile to the fans. But at the same time, during all of it, you were seeing that he didn't like what was going on with Disney Star Wars himself. You didn't say it much, but it was definitely there. So I'm not really sure.
And once it's out, once it's done, he's good. He can shit on it as much as he wants.
Mm-hmm.
Why else would Daisy Ridley be like, hey, why would Daisy Ridley, the main star, just be like, hey, I'm done after episode 9. I'm only doing this trilogy. Why would she say that? If she actually liked it.
Mm-hmm.
As I said in a tweet earlier, and this is something that a friend of mine, his Twitter is Teen Jesse. So he had said to me that, and I tweeted it just in response to him. He's just doing that. He said I could do it. So full discretion there. He said that Daisy Ridley cares about Star Wars like Bill Murray cares about Ghostbusters.
Oh, yeah, I remember seeing that one.
How accurate is that to you guys?
100%.
PB?
Oh, geez. I don't know about 100%, but it's closer to 100% than it is to 0.
So where that's a big margin. Where does that fall in?
I don't know, probably at like 55-45.
It's like maybe she does, maybe she doesn't. I never see her
I
at
think
signings.
that Bill Murray cares slightly more for his franchise than Daisy Ridley cares for a franchise that she was added to. Like, Bill doesn't want to come back and create subpar movies, whereas Daisy Ridley doesn't mind creating anything as long as she gets paid. But she didn't like getting attacked, so now it's not worth it.
I've got
Indeed.
to disagree with that. Did anyone play like the Ghostbusters video game?
Oh, that was great.
But Bill Murray phoned his role in so hard. It was fantastic. I love the game, but every time Bill Murray,
But Peter Venkman is kind of like, he sounds like, I'm very sarcastic. I'm very phoning it in. You know, not necessarily all the time, but what do you mean? He was just reciting the lines, or?
Yeah, he just didn't come across that he was as invested as everyone else. Everyone else, you could tell they were giving 100% to their roles.
Mm-hmm.
You could tell they probably did like maybe a couple different takes, and they chose the best one. I think with Bill Murray, he only cared enough to do one take, because it was just every line just felt very But
he wasn't adding any of his charisma to the line like you can see in the movie.
Exactly.
Okay, that's fair. But anyways,
Okay.
I think we're going to wrap it up. We've passed the hour and a half mark. Let's get down to this pop culture PB. Anything you want to say, my lovely co-host? I know you were late today, but it's good to have you here anyways. Tell the people what you got going on.
Oh, yeah. I'm PB. You can find me at Pop Culture PB on YouTube and Twitter. I put out a video earlier today, as like an hour ago, talking about the major mistakes in episode 1 of The Mandalorian. So if anybody here right now can explain to me or explain away how these mistakes are reasonable or make sense, go over to my video, watch it, and then go in the comment section and tell me how I'm wrong. Because I will guarantee after you watch that video, you'll go, holy shit, I can't believe that they make these terrible mistakes. I thought Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni were better than that. But that's pretty much it. Other than that, it's just a bunch of bullshit on my channel that'll make you laugh.
And the guy with the best hair on YouTube, we have the Chad. We have the Chad here. Very much more well known for his Twitter account, but do you have some videos? You have a channel that you'd like to plug? If you do, go ahead and if you could put your link in the chat, that'd be great.
Okay, well, you can always find me on smeal.com under the Spoony Bard if you want to hear my smooth and sexy vocals singing a variety of tunes. Otherwise, you can find me on Chad Prime with a 3 at the end on Twitter.
All right, awesome. And of course, my co-host, formerly known as the Council of Jeremy's, but now the Proper Council, which will be not this Saturday, but the next Saturday. Spartan Jeremy, thank you so much.
Hello, everybody. It's been a while. I'm glad to be back. Been a hectic week. I am very much, obviously, I'm more on Twitter than I actually am on YouTube, but I'm looking forward to being here more often if Proper Jeremy, Justin Proper, will allow me.
Absolutely.
Because I personally, I enjoy being here talking to him. I enjoy being here talking to you. I enjoy being here talking to the other panelists. It's all fun. It's great. It's a great time.
Yep, absolutely. My name is Justin Proper, and you can find me at the Justin Proper on Twitter. And of course, as always, thank you all so much. Live long and proper. And I will see you on Saturday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so 4:30 p.m. Pacific. And as always, have a great day. Live long and proper, my proper compadres. I just released, actually, one thing that I would like to point out. I released a Patreon. It's patreon.com/JustinProper. It's in the description down below. Thank you all so much. Have a great
Oh my God! I did not expect that to happen.
Here we go.
You didn't end the stream. You just left, Justin. You need to come back and hit the end button.
Oh boy!
Like, I don't know what happened. I have no idea what happened.
Well,
But he hit the wrong button.